while my heart stands still. If I didn't care, would it be?
I wish you could see what I'm seeing, people. I wish you could be here with me. Oh, baby. Bring it on! Always remember, folks, you heard it first from Charlie!
Florence in the United States and Super Typhoon Mangkhut in the Philippines. What were once rare forces of nature are becoming almost regular events.
I see it's going to be pretty epic in nature.
It was really striking when I heard the police chief tell me this is going to be biblical.
– 2018 has seen extreme weather patterns across the globe. Scientists are trying to find explanations for these new phenomena.
Yes, we are seeing a slower storm. It seems like it's much more like Hurricane Harvey, which a year ago dumped so much rain for so many days. Since 1980, we've had a doubling of the frequency of flooding events, and now we're actually seeing that here in North Carolina firsthand.
You literally have an entire tidal wave extending for miles with thousands of pounds of torque coming at you.
45 miles of an interstate there now closed through the weekend as firefighters battle another one.
Exploding across the hills near the California-Oregon border, the so-called Delta Fire tripling in size. 300-foot flames burning along I-5 before leaping the interstate.
As the fire burned through dense forest, flames shot up to 300 feet into the air.
Drivers abandon their cars and big rigs catch fire. Some 45 miles of freeway shut down as the inferno closed in.
And with the rest of September and October left, this will end up being the worst wildfire season ever in California history.
California is already dealing with the biggest, most deadly outbreak of wildfires in state history. But the assessment says the area burned by such conflagrations will increase 77% by the turn of the century. And 2/3 of California's famous beaches could completely disappear by then, devoured by the Pacific rising nearly 3 meters above its current level.
Triggering evacuations, the blaze is engulfing mountain ridges and could create its own weather. Overnight, racing out of control and unchecked.
Never seen anything like it in Redding in 40 years.
First, it's just a beautiful sunny day, and then the next moment around the next bend, it's like, what is going on here? Yeah, it was.
Japan overnight, the magnitude 6.7 quake causing massive landslides.
Japan is reeling with this earthquake, hitting just 2 days after the typhoon Jebi struck the same region.
It's triggered widespread alerts and warnings across East and Southeast Asia, has been inching closer to the Philippines as the equivalent of a Category 5 hurricane. The northern Philippines feeling the first lashings of wind and rain.
It's the strongest storm to hit the Philippines this year. Mangkhut slammed into Luzon Island just before dawn, bringing pounding 6-meter-high storm surges.
Wind gusts at the Wilmington International Airport reaching 105 miles per hour, the highest recorded gust since Hurricane Helene in 1958. Look at the sheer amount of water already arriving, and the eye of Florence isn't even here yet.
The full force of Hurricane Florence is being felt on the U.S. East Coast, endangering some 10 million people.
Just hours ago, Florence was downgraded from a Category 1 hurricane to a tropical storm, but still the heavy rains and winds are relentless. And here is why. Florence is essentially sitting still, pounding the Carolina coast.
Overall damage, it will be hard at the end of the day, I think, to find a rival for this storm.
In Wilmington, many of the trees that contributed to its historic
began in the early morning hours, hurricane force winds as Florence slammed into the coast, making landfall as we were on the air.
The eye of Hurricane Florence is expected right here in Wilmington.
Completely gone.
This was her dock before,
This is the bottom floor of our house.
and now. The storm surge hit her house from all sides, the Atlantic and the Bay Waters leaving her home surrounded.
It's incredible to look out every window and literally see waves. It's as if my house landed in the middle of the ocean.
Winds chewing up this gas station, the roof collapsing, then carried away by the winds. The storm surge as high as 10 feet in some places. This boat battered and dropped on land, streets blocked, trees down, trapping hundreds of residents in high water. And it all happened very quickly. From the highway in Wilmington, the view of the shopping center in the distance, the lights flickering, then off. Across town, this parking lot suddenly in total darkness. Florence's earliest victims are along the coast, the barrier islands. Take a look at the waves crashing inside this home in North Topsail Beach. So many lives affected, and those firefighters and an entire community praying tonight.
A little bit more atmospheric news for you. The Northern Lights danced in the sky over the Arctic Circle for several hours last night. It is, of course, the Aurora Borealis, and is a result of electrically charged particles from the sun that enter the Earth's atmosphere. This is the start of the aurora watching season, and people were out and around at midnight in the northern parts of Finland.
Sabe, o meu medo era dela derreter toda e cair e espatifar toda.
Boa noite para você que acompanha a página agora pelo Facebook. Voltamos ao vivo.
cutting trees and knocking down power lines. Officials say a falling tree killed a man in Duncan, just north of Victoria, and this is a rescue from there. A houseboat adrift after being torn from its moorings.
The top speed is
New crater, just 2 hours ago, 1.5 hours ago. Right now, Safeway parking lot. I'm in the gas station.